I'm Ashley Fetko.
And I'm Cayce Lynch.
We're millennials,
We're lawyers,
we're moms,
we're Swifties.
and we're best friends.
We are deep in the thick of paid working motherhood.
It's real, it's funny, and sometimes it's real funny.
But also, it's no joke.
It's the normal mess.
The normal mess.
The normal mess.
Nailed it. Very weird thing happened to me at a coffee shop this morning.
Okay.
I had a medical appointment, so I just dropped the kids off at school, took all my work stuff, went to a coffee shop to work for about an hour before I had to walk into my appointment to increase efficiency and everything.
Totally.
And if I were to say, I'm going to describe it, and if you live in San Diego, you might know what coffee shop this is, but it's like in this really old historic building. It's kind of a staple legend in the community, and they had amazing pastries and coffee. It was so good. Hadn't been there in a very long time. But I order my stuff and I go and I sit down, and I realize I need the Wi-Fi password. So I go up to the counter, I wait my turn, I ask the guy, I was like, may I have the Wi-Fi password, please? And he looks at me, straight face, New York attitude. We don't have Wi-Fi until 2 p.m.
What?
What? Who is this a thing now?
I have never heard of that. What is the...
Yeah.
There's
So,
no way that you don't have what... It's not like,
It's 9
oh, well, our Wi-Fi
a.m.
doesn't
on
get...
a Wednesday, and you don't allow people to come to your coffee shop and work on their laptops?
Yeah, you're reading that right. But it's also like there's no world in which their Wi-Fi doesn't turn on. They just don't give it.
No, that exactly. So what in that
okay, but then
business model is good for the business?
Well, okay, so then here's my question. Like, they clearly have to have Wi-Fi in order to operate and like
totally.
take cards and run their business. So do they literally turn off the other network that like
bet
that
you.
everyone can?
I bet you.
What on
Yeah.
earth?
I don't know. And it's a very yoga-y, community. So I'm
Right.
the one.
So you're
who's
looking,
like, I'm
you're
the
looking
jerk.
corporate, right? You're
Yes.
looking corporate.
I'm
you're,
the corporate
right.
jerk who's there to actually work, not just catch up with a friend. And then
Okay.
I look around and I'm like, yeah, nobody's on their laptop here. So I just sat down, I got on my hotspot, and I worked for an hour.
Okay, so if this was a Hallmark Christmas movie, to take us back to one of our like earliest, would you rather? Didn't we have that as a would you rather? Like, okay, so take us back to the Hallmark Christmas movie. If that was what that was, and you were like the corporate uptight gal who goes to like a small town in, on the East Coast to, it's around Christmas time, and you have to get this project done for work, and you have to get it out the door. And so you go in and you're frazzled, and the guy who gave you this attitude would have been like the strapping, scruffy lumberjack who also runs the coffee shop, and is then over the course of the movie going to teach you how to like slow down and savor, right? This was the premise. You just missed the second.
Hallmark,
right, where
we
were
have a new premise for you.
Right, where's the 100 minutes remaining of that movie
that was the meet
delivers
cute.
on the premise? That was the meet cute, and then nothing followed.
Yeah, nothing. He was not.
Except for that you didn't make your deadline.
Except for I worked around it, and I used.
Did you
my
hotspot from your phone?
I hotspotted from my phone, and I was so efficient in that. I made 2 phone calls. I got all my emails done. It was great.
Did you feel like anybody was like judging you while you were doing these things?
Like no one else was on their laptop. This is a huge coffee shop. It's like indoor, outdoor, all these things. No one else. Maybe it's like their culture. They're trying to create community instead of people working. I don't know. But there was no sign about it that I saw, but I was clearly the jerk.
Modern problems require modern solutions. You hotspot around that, you get it done.
Yeah.
That is insane. On that same topic though, I meant to tell you this, that I ordered Ash and I bricks for our phone. Do you know what brick is?
I do.
Okay. So for anyone, brick is like a physical device. I haven't used it yet. It just arrived in the mail last night and I haven't done anything with it. But it's a physical device that you can program so that you tap your phone on it and it blocks off certain aspects of your phone, or can block it off entirely, so that you can't use your phone except for like emergency calls. And you can
Are you not going to text with me at night anymore?
I am, but only during certain windows. Okay? Because I think I am not having a healthy relationship with my phone. Like, I think that it's, and I called Ash out, like, sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll roll over and it's like, 2 a.m. or whatever. And I'm half awake, or I've, woke you. There's no sleeping through the night anymore for me. So I'll wake up and roll over, and he's like scrolling on his phone, and I'm like, dude, put the phone down. And he's like, well, it's because I can't sleep. And I'm like, might it be that you're staring at this lit up screen that contains all of the information and all of the bad news in the universe? Like, might it be that? I think it is.
That is the exact conversation I've had with my husband, Mike. Yeah.
And I didn't even tell him that I was ordering the bricks. Listen, improvement. I didn't get bangs or a tattoo without telling him. I just ordered bricks without telling him.
Okay, good. So here's the deal. Tell me how you break it to him. Report back, and I
told him.
Love to and how did he feel about it? He was like, "Oh, I'm all in," or was he not happy about it?
No, he was like, he recognizes it too. He's just like, you're up in the middle of the night. It's like, well, that's when you go back to sleep. Mm-hmm. You self-soothe. Mm-hmm. Like, you self-soothe without your pacifier.
Yeah.
And I'm just as guilty. I do the same thing. So he recognizes it. So he was like, oh, okay. All right. Like, that makes sense. Okay, cool. So he wasn't like, yes, let's go. Let's brick.
If I were to brick, I would turn off social media at 5 when I start the kids. And I would I would allow myself between 8 and 10 to be on my phone socially and fun. And then I'd turn it off again when I tell myself. And I'm normally in bed before 10. I don't know if we've talked about this, but I normally turn things down, and I stop by 9, and I lay down and I try to read for a while before bed. What are you thinking are going to be your parameters?
Pretty much the same. Okay. I think 10 feels really late to me. Like, there's no world in which I'm still awake at 10 o'clock. I'm going to bed, like, I'm in bed, undercovers, jammies on, skincare done, like settling in for sleep. Yes. So that's kind of the window that I have in mind as well. Just really to protect the time with the kids. And then also during the work day, it's so tough though, because I run our socials for the pod.
And I try to like our socials as we're, in real time. But I don't feel like I'm wasting work time scrolling.
I don't feel like I'm wasting work time either. But it does. It's not a time waster. It's like a distraction where I'm like, oh, I better check what happened with that thing I posted on TikTok. Yeah. Oh, I bet, you know what I mean? Like,
ooh, well, maybe you could just put set times.
Yeah, or just like post it and be done with it until,
Well, it does.
It's not like we're going viral anyway. So
I know. Well, you do.
Oh, but I saw something. Go ahead. When
I was learning the personal branding stuff, a shout out to the roll-offs, Emma and James, right now. The algorithm, at least the old LinkedIn algorithm that we loved, used to do better if you would engage with comments and in real time instead of waiting till the end of the day. Anyway,
I know.
Keep going.
I know this is the trap. So Spotify kind of shamed me a little bit when I uploaded our last episode.
Why?
Because it was like, shows like yours normally have double the number of followers than you have. And I was like, oh, well, comparison is the thief of joy, Spotify. Have you ever heard that? So it was like, here's some language you can use to encourage your social media followers to actually listen to your show. I'm like, dude, we're trying. Like, what? Okay, so, and it was like, on every episode, encourage people to go follow you on social media and make sure that they are actually following your show on the various platforms. We have been very bad about that. So Spotify shamed me into doing this. I don't have their proposed language in front of me. But it was literally like, you can use this to encourage your listeners to actually follow you and actually watch your stuff on social media. So please, will you, Messy Besties, will you save me from being shamed by Spotify again? I know that it was just me and Spotify that saw that moment, but it was pretty embarrassing for me to be shamed by Spotify.
And
so
I'll take
can
it,
you?
You do it, and I'm going to take it one step further. What's your
Okay.
ask?
So my ask is, first of all, can you actually confirm that you are following our show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube? Ideally all three, because it really does help. Because here's the thing. The more followers we have, the more visible we are to the algorithm. So it's not that we're just like, oh, hey, like, tell us that you like us. Like, let us have you as a follower on it. It's not that. It's literally that if we don't have a certain number of followers or people who are not subscribers, because again, we're doing this for free. There's no fee. Like the normal mess comes at you for free. There's no fee. But if we don't have a certain number of followers or subscribers, we get suppressed in the algorithm. That is Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and even YouTube. This is also true for social media. So can you please, I feel like this show should be, obviously I'm biased, I feel like it should be popular. Everyone who listens claims that they love it. We want to find more Messy Besties and share this. And the way that we do that is to be visible in the algorithm. And the way we get visible is by having actual people who are subscribers and followers on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. And then follow us on Instagram and TikTok at The Normal Mess. What was your plug?
Do all of that, please, please. And then tell your best friend about us.
Yeah.
And see if he or she, I mean, we have several men who follow us, and I'm so grateful for that. I know I know working moms are probably our target demographic here, but please share us. And the other thing, to Ashley's point, is I got feedback through the grapevine that someone didn't understand what our podcast is about. And I was feeling kind of sad about that. But I was with my mom and dad, and we were discussing it. And then Dad stepped up and said, you and Ashley are having conversations about things that a lot of people might not have somebody to talk to about. And I was like, oh my gosh, Daddy, thank you. Like,
your dad is so sweet. Yeah.
Talk about feeling seen. So that's why we want this to expand, not because we're making money. We're not making money, but because like we're passionate about these things. But we have been the women who had a hard, even though we went through this together, there are still things that were hard for us to talk about the first time we brought it up with each other, because you have to be vulnerable to say something to somebody. We just want to do more good with this. We want to help other women. So please help us amplify it. Do all the things for all the crazy algorithms Ashley just said, and then please text an episode to your best friend.
Yeah. Thank you. That's it. I wasn't planning on going down that road, but
me either.
Me either. Coffee shop led us there.
Yes. There we go. There we go. Okay. Opening segment today, we're going to do a little dreaming, Ashley and me, and we're going to envision a world where we're not lawyers. And we're going to talk about what an alternative career for us, each of us, might be, just for fun. Then the tofu of the episode today is, it gets easier, mama. It gets easier, mama. And really, this is meant to provide some hope for some mamas in those earlier days of motherhood, because Ashley and and I'll explain it more, but we've reached a point where I've been able to take a breath and say, oh, it actually is a little easier now than it used to be. Yep. And then final segment, building on our Good Old Days Are Now episode, we are craving to live in the moment. We want to bottle up all of these amazing moments we have with our 3-year-olds and our 5-year-olds. At the same time, they're growing so fast. Let's get excited to meet these newer versions of who they're growing into and becoming. So what are each of us looking forward to that we know is coming down the pipe. Like instead of just sitting in the grief and trying to work with the gratitude on like, be happy where we are, don't be sad the baby days are gone. Okay, but they're going to grow and change. So what can we get excited about? And looking at that. And then we'll probably say a little goodbye for season 2.
That's right. This is the last episode of season 2. More to come. Stay tuned.
More to come. We're so excited.
Wait till the end of the episode where we talk about that a little bit.
So excited. All right. If you were not a lawyer, is there another career that you know you would be good at in your heart, or delusional you'd be good at, or wish you'd be good at? Like what other things might be out there for you?
Okay, so I have 3. I have my safety of what I feel like I would do. And like if my law career went away, I would go do this thing. Okay. And then I have like a mid-level one that's a reach. Okay, it's a reach school. And then I have my that is wackadoo. It's just like in my wildest dreams. Okay, what I would do.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes.
And I'm going to go through them in that order.
Okay.
So my safety is, and I don't mean this I'm saying safety because I have full confidence in my ability to do this thing. And it's stemming from my own expertise and personality and capability. Yeah. Okay. Uh-huh. I would want to be a teacher.
Oh, you'd be an amazing teacher. That's absolutely a safety school for you. Safety school.
Yeah. I would want to be like a high school literature and writing teacher.
You're so good at that. And especially because of all the work you do with your local high school for your mock trial program, like not only are you an expert in those things, but you connect really well with teenagers.
I do. I love them. I have a couple of my mock trial kids who, I shouldn't say kids anymore because they're like full-blown adults now, but who have graduated and now follow us and follow me on social media and I think listen. So if you guys are listening, thank you. Hey, Michaela, go to law school. Thank you. Love you. Bye. I do. I love them. I feel I have very warm fuzzies about that age range. Cool. And I love teaching, and I love teaching that group of people. And so that is where that's where I would go. That's my safety. My mid-level, this is a reach. It's not even mid-level. This is a reach, but I would apply for this school anyway. This kind of, this range would be to be a writer on a comedy show.
That's not a reach. I don't.
It's.
I want to say that's a safety school, but it's not a safety. Okay, for your skills, you're going to be good at that. If something ever in the world ever changed, you have the skill set. I think the only reason I would agree that it's a little bit of a reach is just because it's a totally different industry than we've ever operated in. At the same time, you know so many people in LA and New York who are in that industry that it's actually not a stretch for you, which is why I immediately said that's not a stretch.
And it might, thank you. That is very generous. And it might be, so I've always felt, not always, over the past several years, really as I've listened to Office Ladies and Good Hang, I've been like, man, if I had known when I was a kid, when I was in high school, that was an actual career, I would have done that in a heartbeat. And of course you think, and it's well, who do you think writes your favorite shows, dumbass? Of course there's comedy writers back in those rooms who are doing those things, but it just never seemed like a possibility to me. And I'm like, I would love that. I would have so much fun with that. I think I would thrive there. And I think I would be good at that. But I just never knew that was even, that never crossed my mind as something that, even despite, I went to Emerson College in Boston, which is very entertainment industry focused school, but that wasn't the track that I was on. I was in the academic half, and that's undermining.
And music, and you did music.
Right. But it's just very different. And so anyway, so if I had known about it, if I had known that was an option, forget law school, man. I'm going to go right for the office.
Oh, I love this for you.
And then
I'm so excited to hear this last one.
Okay, this last one is I would be a pop star. So I had this delusional belief when I was like a teenager that if I could just learn how to play the guitar, then I would just be famous because I knew how to sing. I know how to play the violin. I know how to read music. I can tell a good story. Like I feel like I could put on a good show. I just like give me a guitar. I just need to learn guitar and I'm off to the races. I think Taylor Swift beat me to that punch. But I think that like that is like the
never say never, my friend.
I mean, I'm almost 40, so I think I can safely say never. But yeah,
what's holding you back from learning guitar? Just time?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that ship has sailed. I'm happy to not.
Right.
I don't feel the urge to do that. You know, I was a big like musical theater kid, and for a while thought like maybe I'll go try Broadway, and like I was a big musical theater nerd with boundless confidence. But I don't know. I don't feel that urge. I would rather spend that time watercoloring and doing my embroidery. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So, okay. What about you? If you were not a lawyer, what would you be?
I don't have safety school.
That's very unlike you. You normally have like some real plans.
I only have 3 delusional ideas that I guess I can categorize as less delusional and more delusional.
Okay. Various degrees of delulu.
Yeah, so this says I'm never leaving the law ever because I've got no backup.
Don't quit your day job, kid.
Exactly. Okay, my 2 stretch schools, I do think I would be good at this, but I don't have any background in it or connections to ever do it.
Okay.
I think I would be a good commentator or talk show host.
Yes.
And
I validate that. Yes.
Thank you. Or I think I would be a good like motivational speaker, even though I'm not a 100%. I would want to do those kinds of things.
You kind of already are a motivational speaker, though. I mean, you speak on.
We have a podcast.
We're speaking right now. Are we motivating you, messy besties? No, but you speak on women's leadership and that stuff with some regularity. I don't think that's a stretch at all. I mean, you're not a psychologist, and I don't know that you're going to go get that, but I don't think you need that to be a motivational speaker.
I feel like you need a little bit. Maybe not. I guess in my mind, I look at motivational speakers as like having more of a background in that than I do. I don't know. Anyway, those are stretches for me. I think if the right doors opened, I would apply myself and give it my all, and I think I could be successful at it. Okay.
I agree.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Delusional one. It's kind of along the lines of yours. I think I would have made a really, really good actress.
Okay, see, I would go watch your movies. Without a doubt, you would be great.
When I was really young, I was in plays, and then by the time I got to middle school, I stopped, and because I was so much more sports focused, and but no one ever said to me like, "Are you sure you want to stop this because you're doing a good job?" And I didn't really think twice about it. So I wasn't in drama. I never considered a career in the arts at all, like for even a second. I never considered it. But now looking back, I'm like, I think I would have liked that. And I think I would have been good at it. And it's totally delusional. Yeah. Do you know how many millions of actors are out there?
Well,
millions.
Yeah, but we're not
on couches.
It's true. Your life would look very different. In one way or another, like either, you know what I'm saying? Like it would look different in one way or another, but I think you would be very good at that. I can see that. Absolutely.
I think you would be an amazing pop star.
Thank you. Okay. Well,
I'm going to need some acting lessons. You're going to need some guitar lessons.
Let's go.
Let's
just take the show on the road.
We could still host the normal mess. On the side.
Exactly. And then like we'll use my earnings from writing for The Office to fund our tour as speakers.
Totally.
So,
all
done.
Right.
Okay, we solved
it. Was fun.
Okay, let's talk about It Gets Easier, Mama.
It Gets Easier, Mama. So I have mixed feelings about this topic, and I'm going to share a lot about myself in a minute as I'm introducing it here, because I think this is important disclaimer to start the episode off, our tofu off with.
Okay.
I don't have many regrets in my life, but one of my regrets is that I have not lived in the moment and found peace and fulfillment with where I was throughout most of my life. I have always told myself, well, as soon as I get to middle school, then I'll be able to. Then when I get, well, I'm in middle school. Okay, well, when I'm in high school, when I'm in college, when I'm in law school, when I'm married, it's when I make partner. Like, it's always,
right.
And I think I've done a lot of work on this. I think it's anxiety driven, because around the time I started doing that, I was having a lot of anxiety in elementary school, and I started doing it as a way to self-soothe, and give myself a pep talk. Like, you can do this. This isn't going to last forever. You just need to get through. There. And if you can just get through this, then the next phase, you're not going to feel this anxiety, or it's going to feel better. But then it's kind of spiraled. And we've talked about how driven I am and how perfection, like all those things, right? But then it became more about achievement and things like that. Like, what more can I do? I'm going to get this. But anyway. So I'm making peace with that, and it's a lot of what we talked about, and I'm making peace with it a lot since becoming a mom, because I don't want to live my life that way with my children. I want to live in the moment, and I want to, even though it's hard, I want to enjoy what I can about it. So a lot of what we've talked about in our 2 seasons now is, how do we find joy in the hard? How do we go easier on ourselves in the hard and give ourselves grace? At the same time, motherhood is really hard.
Yeah.
Right? You and I have both talked about how having our first baby in particular, wrecked us.
Yes. Yep.
And I really had a hard time seeing a light at the end of the tunnel in those early, particularly the first year, thinking, this is my life now, and it's always going to be this hard, and I'm not equipped to do this, and I'm failing at it. And so the concept came to me to talk about openly about the things that were hard that actually do get easier. So women, not because women are trying to rush through motherhood and live for the next moment, but to give some hope that's while you're in this moment and while you're sitting with it and while it's hard and you're trying to enjoy everything you can, you need to know that there are things that get better over time. And that's what I'm hoping we can talk about and share today with everybody.
Yeah. This is one of those frequent moments where I wish that we were in the same place and I could just give you a hug. I see that vulnerability, and I see it in you, and I've seen that over the course of our friendship show up for you, but I've also experienced that myself, where you're not fully rooted in the present moment because you're looking ahead to what's next, positive or negative, it's anxiety driven or it's hopeful, where sometimes that steals your ability to accept and find joy in what is happening now. I completely relate to that. And I think that there's also, you and I have talked with each other and with other moms of older kids about the tremendous benefit that we have experienced seeing, learning from them, learning from their path, but then also just looking, even when they're not actively saying, guys, don't worry about that, think more about this, even when they're not saying that or coaching us in that way, to see where they are in their relationships with their kids and what that journey actually looks like has been really, really helpful and validating for us to go, okay, well, it's not that the problems just disappear, they change, but look, now there's this other added, benefit that comes, or there's this added layer or context that can be really validating and hopeful and comforting.
Yeah. And I know we're only 3 and 5 years in, But
We're
think
newbies
that
still.
We're still very much newbies, but for even freshborn newbies, freshborn newbie messy Bessies, we can share things that have gotten better and easier in the 5 years.
Yeah,
And
100%.
knowing we have more to learn. We have so much more to learn.
Yes.
And the concept of little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems. Like, I know we're always going to have struggle. Like, there's always going to be a next thing. The one rule of parenthood is don't get used to it because it's going to change. And we've talked about this 1,000 times. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And this all really hit me just a couple of weekends ago where I was going to bed on a Sunday night. And the traditional for the last 5 years, going to bed on a Sunday night, I would really, really look forward to work on Monday. Not because work is necessarily a break. Work is not a break. But work comes to me naturally easier than motherhood, at least at the beginning it did. And work is, for us at a desk job, a lot of the times work is much less physical than taking care of the kids. And so all these years I've been like, Monday, like, yeah, we made it through the weekend. But just the other day, it was a couple weeks ago, it was Sunday night, and I was like, the weekend's over.
Right.
Like I used to.
Yeah.
Because we had such a positive weekend.
Where you're just having fun.
Yeah, I wasn't drowning in the motherhood of it all. Have you felt that shift at all?
Yes, absolutely. I've experienced that. We did a little staycation for Father's Day, and we took the kids. I surprised Ash. He didn't know where we were going. We just took them to. I planned everything, which was very cool, and we did just a little staycation at a little resort that has pools and a water park and all the fun things by us, and it was so much fun. Just like the kids loved the hotel. And it was that was really our first trip. And that was a small trip, but like trip to a place that's not our family's house, where our kids were big enough to actually enjoy it. And it wasn't total chaos. We had a little difficulty with the bed situation on night 2, but that was kind of it. Like everybody was, because there's no nap times now that we're navigating around, and there's like so much. And at the end of that, we were driving back and I was like, oh, I don't want to go back. I don't want to start work now. Like, I want to just keep doing this. This is so fun. And it was because it was not overlaid by this anxiety and exhaustion of the motherhood of it all, right?
Yes, completely. Yeah. What are some of those? So if we're looking back on stages of our kids' lives so far, again, oldest kid is 5, youngest kids they're about 3.5 now. What are some of those like milestone phases where you feel like once they reached it, you're able to take a little break, or like not a break. You were able to take a little breath.
Yeah. I didn't really think of this in terms of stages, but just the experiences that have improved as time has gone on. And the number one for me is sleep.
Yes. For your family, for sure.
I mean, that's been, and it's so far from perfect. Ash, bless him, was up last night with one of the kids. I can't remember. And the night before I was up with them both. Like, it's very, very, very far from perfect. But I remember when our daughter was, she was under a year. And, we were still in that stage of like did you guys do the bouncy ball? Where you're like, you have the baby and you're sitting on the bouncy ball and you're bouncing. We were still in that stage. And she was beyond the newborn stage. She was over 9 months. But as we've shared, just has historically not enjoyed sleep. So she was beyond the newborn stage, but was still in that, like, just would not sleep. And I so distinctly remember bouncing her on the bouncing ball that just lived in her room, bouncing her, sobbing. Like, and in my brain, I remember thinking, like, I'm never going to sleep again. This is life now for the, like, until she's in college. I guess this is what I'm doing now, is like, I just am never going to. And it was that bone deep exhaustion that I just, and then we had our second, and that was a whole different experience, you know, and then there's naps, and then you're like calculating nap schedules and how many naps and how long has it been and what's their wake windows and are they going through a leap and all of these things. Praise whatever God you pray to. that experience of no sleep has, knock on all the wood, significantly improved.
Yes. Oh, I'm so grateful for you. I would agree that when you can get to a place where you're in a better sleep pattern, rarely is the sleep pattern perfect.
Right.
We had a really, really nice window, I want to say for about a year in there, where I wasn't waking up, and then it really correlated a lot with breastfeeding too.
Right.
Where when the youngest one wasn't waking up in the night, and my first one would sleep through the night, and then we went through a 6-month period of bedtime from hell. 6 months letting that 3-year-old get off the pacifier, and now we've worked. But 6 months, like, that's how long these phases last, and then it stops, and you're like, are we through it? Don't blink the wrong way.
Right. Don't
breathe.
make any sudden movements.
Go back out slowly from the room. If you go slow enough, they won't see you. Like, you're
make
just
eye contact.
Don't make it. You're just breathing. So we're through that too. So whenever that happens for you, and it will happen for you, I don't know when, but it will. Everyone gets better. Everyone gets better. Sleep gets better as they get older.
Sleep gets better.
When that happens, that's a major exhale.
Yes. What's one for you?
The potty training. When we could get through.
No more diapers.
When the youngest was out of diapers during the day, and we could go places without taking the thing. Yeah, we left the house just this last weekend, and I didn't have anything. And then I kind of panicked. I was like, wait, do we need extra clothes? Because I normally, even now, I'll have an extra set of clothes. You have wipes because they get something on their face or hands. Like,
yes,
we have a little toys, but I forgot the bag. And I was like, can we make it through the errands without it? And we did.
Yeah.
That was a big moment, getting out of diapers. Big moment.
Yeah, the diaper bag, that, like, just the logistics and the mental gymnastics that you have to do to just get through, like, a grocery run.
Mm-hmm.
Where you got to have the extra diapers and an extra set of clothes, and then the wipes, and then the changing pad, and then the little doggy bag so you can bag it up in case it's poopy, and then, like, it's like, and then especially when they're still with pacifiers, then you have to have backup passies and all of the
and sanitary wipes in case you have to wipe the passy. Yeah, all the things.
All the things that when that era closes, because we always have an extra set of clothes too, just because, not because of a concern for a potty accident necessarily, but because they get messy. What if we have ice cream and then like it's, and then that shirt is done. But now it's like, now we just make sure that we've got like some toys for the restaurant or a coloring book or whatever. And that is such a lighter lift.
It really is. Literally, physically. I mean, mental gymnastics lift is lighter, and the physical bag you have to cart everywhere.
Yes.
Oh, man.
And potty training itself is a beast.
Yeah. So it doesn't get better until they're successful through that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like we got really, really lucky with both of our girls, that once they decided they were ready to do it and they were bought into it, it went really, we got so lucky. I know we did.
Yeah. We got really lucky with both of ours with night training. Like once they were potty trained during the day, they were also potty trained at night. There was no.
We're the opposite.
I think there was like 2 nights of a pull up, and then it was like, why am I wearing this? This is stupid. I don't want this anymore.
We're the opposite, where it's like, okay, fine, you're done during the day. Now stay at night as long as you want. I don't care.
Right.
Like it's no sweat off my back.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Another really big one has been, and this is the one that I've seen in the last 6 to 12 months, is where they can play with each other independently.
Yes.
That is a big, and they can do it. We're in a fighting stage right now. The fightings come back, but when they can, they have it in them to play kindly.
They do.
You can go half an hour and they're just in the other room and you're just listening, and you know they're not going to put a marble or a coin in their mouth or put a finger in an outlet or something, where you're not where you don't have to supervise their safety every single second in your home. That's a big deal.
That's huge. We recently installed a big trampoline in our backyard, as you know, because I sent you pictures during its progress. And that has been, especially in the summer, this is the first time that I've allowed them to be outside without me being like directly on them.
That was going to be one of my questions for you. Do you let your kids play outside without you there?
Yes. In the backyard with the door open where I can see them. I mean, the way our house is, we can see them. There are very few spots in the backyard that we can't see them. Yours is different because they can go around that little,
like a corner. Yeah.
Right. We don't really have, there are a couple spots, but on the whole, I know what they're doing when they're out there and I can hear them. So that's fine. And that's been such a huge thing. Like after dinner, go outside and play.
Yeah.
And I'm like cleaning up and doing the dishes and I can see them and I can hear them. And I'm like, I could have a glass of Sauvignon Blanc right now and just like enjoy this. And I can clean the kitchen.
Yes.
Incredible.
It's a big deal. That is a
huge deal.
Milestone. Huge milestone.
Another big one that I made a little list, is having some independence when we are out in public.
Say more on that. What do you mean?
So when we go to the park, Ash and I can be sitting on a bench. We can be we're still like keeping an eye on them, but we're not like, okay, don't climb up on the because as we've talked about, playgrounds are designed by who designs playgrounds that have like, let's you know what, here's an idea. Let's create a very high tower that is accessible only by a very flimsy set of ropes that you have to climb up. But here's the really fun part. At the top of the tower, there are no sides. What? Who is designing? What architectural firm?
Is this a modern playground?
Every single one of them. I'm like, what is that design choice? Yeah. Why is the slide still just like wickedly sharp and made out of metal? And then it's
alternative career is actually a playground designer.
Yeah, apparently. Maybe I will. I've got a lot of ideas. For improvements. So you're still keeping an eye on them, obviously, and you're paying attention, stranger danger, and all of those things.
Of course.
But the fact that they can be playing together and making new friends, and I'm not actively having to police their every movement and ensure that they're being safe and prevent them from climbing on. They kind of.
And
they know
my
that
kids are making friends at the park too with stranger children, like
yes,
stranger danger, but other children,
but other children. It's not like they're going up to grown-ups like hi,
right? But like I can watch them also entertain themselves with another child, like groups of kids 100%. Get together and play. It's really sweet, and heartwarming.
Yeah,
to see them
it is so cool. And even when we have play dates with other kids, I can just have another mom over here and we can have dinner, they can play, they're good, they're entertaining themselves. We don't need to actively be like, really here is the next activity,
It's really nice.
Yeah. Oh, and the other thing in public too, have you let either of your girls either order food like at a counter or go to the bathroom by themselves and that kind of thing?
ordering food at the counter or from a server, we do.
Yes.
I don't let them go to the bathroom by themselves. We walk. They can go in the stall, but I'll stand outside the stall and let them go in. Yeah.
So we'll do, our daughter loves this in particular, where we will, not at every restaurant, at restaurants that we know well and we like, it's not like a new restaurant, it's one that we know. We'll go in, I'll poke my head in and make sure that the bathroom is empty or whatever, and then we'll say, okay, you know, we'll stay at our table if we can see the door, and then keep an eye on it, and then I'm watching the door like a hawk to make sure that nobody else goes in and that she comes back out when she, you know what I mean? So I keep an eye on the time. But maybe that's more a thing for her than for me, because it still is requiring my active involvement, but it's been really cool to see her like, I'm just gonna go up, and I know this one is the ladies' room, so that's where I'm going. You know, that's she's got really like her little. Yeah, it's cool. And using our card, you know, she'll take our card and pay at the register when we're,
girls
it's been cool.
Love using our credit card.
I know.
At what point do we, I've tried to explain, like, it's not free just because you have a card.
Yeah, we've tried to have that conversation as well. And I don't ever want them to be worried about money, but I do want them to understand the concept of money.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Especially when they're like, oh, well, you can just order another one from Amazon. And I'm like,
They've
no.
said that to me too. Mama, just go buy a new one. No.
Just go buy a new one. And they call out Amazon though. Just order one on Amazon. It'll be here tomorrow. I'm like, no, we're not doing that. That's not, no. If you break that thing, then it's gone. We're not just going to buy a new one on Amazon. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The kids don't do a ton of chores yet, but they do clear the table after we're done eating every time. And they can, I'm going to use air quotes for this, unload the dishwasher because they can't reach up tall. So it's just like doing the silverware and then putting everything else out on the counter. But there is going to be, like, we're moving in that direction with help around the house. Slowly.
Us too. And and by we, I really mean Ash, made the mistake of, because we're trying to teach, you know, some responsibility around money and the concept of it. So then he told our daughter that she wanted, so I can't remember what it was. She wanted something. Oh, it was rollerblades. She wanted new rollerblades. And so he was like, well, if you do some chores around the house, you can earn some money and save that and, you know, then go get rollerblades. So then she caught wise to it and she was like, I'll make my bed. How much? What are we talking here? We're talking about $2, $5, $10? What do we got? And then she'll be like, oh, I'll make, you know, my son's bed. I'll make his bed too. What is that? Another $10? What if I do the bathroom? What if I, you know? And we're like, okay, pause. Like the expectation, right? The expectation is you got to go above and beyond. So then she's like, I'll do yard work. And I'm like, what is this? She is motivated. Like once she caught on to that, she was like, what needs to be done? I will do it. I want rollerblades.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I want to share a little bit of neuroscience, because this is very cool. So, it's no secret that a mom's brain changes during pregnancy and throughout the course of her life as a mom. Well, I guess I think it's probably universal knowledge that a mother's brain changes during pregnancy. Okay. Mm-hmm. But there have been studies that have been done subsequent to that show the changes that happen in a mother's brain through motherhood. And so we're talking about what gets better, what gets easier for us in motherhood when our children level up and do these things. But what's really, really, really cool and hopeful to me and gives me hope in those moments of like, oh my God, this is so freaking hard. You're getting in the reps in those moments that you're like, this is so hard. You're getting in the reps and you're training your brain to level up continuously for the rest of your life in other areas. And so when we talk about like, it gets better, it gets easier, know that it also never stops. And that's actually a tremendous gift because our brains are changing. Mm-hmm. So that's hopeful in and of itself.
I completely agree. And I've felt that for myself. I think that this isn't neuroscience. Well, maybe it is neuroscience, but my second child was easier for me than my first. My second pregnant, and not like I was more sick in my second than I was in my first, but psychologically, I was in a better place with my second than my first. I did better psychologically, mentally with my second and navigating how that goes. And it's just, and yes, my second has, I don't want to call her a more agreeable personality because she's actually very spicy too. I just don't call her Little Spice, but she was, there was just something about her where, for example, at 1, she could go to the bookshelf, pick a book, and sit there and just flip through the pages and look through it quietly by herself for 10 minutes. At 1, my first never, still doesn't do that. She's go, 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 constantly wants attention. So like needs a lot more from me in that way. So I think there's something that goes to this, or the second absolutely gets some credit because it's her personality, but I'm hoping it's the neuroplasticity of it, that I've done it before. I know what to expect, and I know it's not permanent. To your point on sitting there bouncing the 9-month-old, like I had a very similar experience to that. Just, I guess this is my life now. No, it's not, mamas. It's not. I promise it's not.
The day we got rid of the ball from her room, from both of their rooms, we don't have that exercise ball upstairs at all in or near our bedrooms anymore. And that was like, if I could have burned that sucker in the backyard, I would have. Because it represented all of those nights. But yeah, it's totally true. You level up. You level up through continuously, you know?
Have you seen
so
the episode
even when it's
of
hard,
Bluey?
that's what's happening.
Have you seen the episode of Bluey where Chili the mom it's called Run Your Own Race or Race?
Yes,
Baby
Race.
All right, for those who haven't seen it, go watch it. It's 6 minutes of pure heaven.
It makes me cry. I've seen that episode multiple times and it makes me cry.
I know. But the mom,
because it resonates so deeply.
Yes. There's a mom in the episode who has 8 children and is giving, encouragement to the mom who has just had her first. And put yourself in, and the mom who's just had her first said, "Oh, you must have learned a thing or two." And the mom who's 8 is like, "Yeah, and there's something you need to know. You're doing great. You're doing great. So you're doing great, mamas. It gets easier. I promise."
It does. And we can't wait for what comes next.
No. Do you want to take us into this next segment?
Yes. So we've talked about how, our kids are on the precipice of kindergarten, and in that stage where they're entering full school big kid mode, our oldest. And so there's so much, it's like, you don't know what you don't know. And it's funny because all of us were kids at some point also. And it's not like the world has, the world has changed a lot, but it's not like it's like fundamentally changed what school looks like or what that, but as when you are approaching different eras or different stages from the perspective of a parent, your experience and expectations and context is completely different than it was when you were a kid or than it was when your sibling went through it. You know what I'm saying? And so I am seeing so many exciting things that I cannot wait. I cannot wait to meet my kids as they go through these various like bigger kid stages.
Mm-hmm. And what are those?
And I've gotten glimmers of them, but it's like, oh, okay. One of the things that I have gotten glimmers of, particularly with my daughter, that I am really excited about is to see her develop her own relationships and friendships, and to be the person that she comes to debrief and chat about those things.
That is so cool. I haven't thought about that. That is really, really cool.
My mom was always, we had movie nights and my mom drove me to school. I went to school far away from where I lived. And so my mom was always my debrief
Yeah.
you know, as I was navigating, we're coming home from school and I'm like, oh my God, so-and-so was mean to me today, or I don't know I think they're having a party and I'm not invited, or I think I'm supposed to go shopping with them, but I don't want to get what they're going to want, you know, like just all of those little moments of like drama or strife, or just navigating relationships and understanding meaning, and like, you know, that level of, it's just like it's going to unlock a different level of closeness and relationship for us that I cannot. And it's not that I want her to go through the drama, but I inevitably know that she will. And even not even the drama, it's like, it's getting to see our kids in a completely different light than we see them at home in our little family unit, where you're seeing them develop their sense of self with these other people who are external to our family, and navigating those dynamics, and like talking to me about it. And I cannot wait for that. Like, I cannot wait for that. And I cannot wait to take her and all of her little girlfriends to go do fun things, like to not just like, let's go to the play place, but like, let's go get a manicure. Let's go have lunch. Let's go see a movie. Like that kind of stuff. I just can't wait to like support her thriving in those, and both of them, but I'm seeing it more immediately for her just because she's entering big kid school zone, you know?
Yes. And I think I haven't quite thought of it in that exact way, but I have thought about that closeness that I want to continue cultivating. A lot of my parenting response to both girls now is aimed at cultivating and encouraging that open and honest relationship, so that when the opportunities come, that they will come to me. So I have to check myself sometime. My natural inclination is to react in one way, but I have to stop and be like, hey, but that's okay, because they actually did tell you the truth. You know, like, acknowledge that one. Like, we want to talk about the openness and the transparency and the honesty, you know. So because I want that to happen in my relationship with both my kids.
Totally. I do the same thing where I'm like, okay, I have a moment to discipline here, or I have a moment to build trust and encourage closeness, and I'm always going to choose the latter.
Yes.
Because everything else will follow if they know that they can come to me.
Yes, exactly. I'm doing the same. Oh, I love that. That's really cool. My kids are into a lot of activities and sports, and to the point where I've literally had to have conversations, you know, my husband and I've talked to the pediatrician about it and asked, like, do you think this is too much? They just have a lot of interests, and my parents gave me a lot of opportunity, and I want to be able to give them that kind of exposure when they show interest in something. But I absolutely acknowledge there's a limit to it. They're still in the exploration of try different things. Yeah. And I'm really, really excited for them to find that thing, or for the things they're doing now to become the thing that lights their heart up.
Yeah.
They're not, I don't know if they're quite old enough yet, or I don't know if we just haven't found the thing. I remember when I was in elementary school, the ballet day was my favorite day of the week. That is what I 1000% wanted to do. I was so excited. If I couldn't go for some reason, I was so disappointed, you know, whereas we did other activities and I was like, yeah, we'll skip. Let's go watch TV instead. You know, those kind of things. Yeah. I'm really excited for them to find their thing.
Yeah. I feel that way too. And we're starting to see their interests sort of expand and balloon in these unexpected ways. Like, I don't think that I told you this, that our son, they're both in soccer, and our son, this is both of their second time, like their second season doing soccer. And Lil Sweet, our son, is like determined to be the goalie.
Oh,
he loves it. He runs to it in every drill and every game that they do. He is the goalie. That's his thing. And like, Ash played soccer and was not a goalie. And so he was always like, no, get out of the box. Why are we, no, don't be a goalie. Like, get out. But that's like his thing. And he's like, no, I want to be the goalie. This is my thing. Like, he loves it. That's his, like, that's been like a spark for him. And seeing even that has been so cool, where it's like, oh my God, that's an interest. I want to now I'm like stopping myself from going to the sporting goods store and buying him all of the cute little,
get him some
goalie
really cute
specific
goalie gloves.
The gloves, like, oh, because it's just.
Can you imagine your little 3-year-old showing up with goalie gloves?
Oh, he would be like, if he sticks with it, we'll do that for his birthday.
You have to do that immediately.
Yeah.
So
okay, I have one more that I have many more, but this is a goal for me.
Okay.
So we love traveling generally. We love traveling with our kids. And my goal is to have such a close relationship with our kids that when they are adults, we are still going on trips together as a family.
Oh, +1. Yes.
Like, I want them every summer, even when if they choose to get married, whatever, like, still, we're all going on a trip. Like, that is my goal. That to me, and this might be a silly standard or way to judge this, but when I see a family that the adult kids actively want to travel with the parents still, and they all get together and they do these trips, that to me is the sign that that's a healthy, successful, bonded family.
Agreed.
And that's what I want. And I'm so excited for that. This is like so silly, but I'm like, the first time we can,
that. I want that too so badly. Yes.
The first time that we can go to Italy and all split a bottle of wine, that's going to be core memory status for me.
Yeah.
Just because it's like that, it's like this unlocked, I don't know. That's the thing. So that's another one I'm looking forward to.
I love that. Yeah. I'm going to piggyback on that one for sure.
Yeah.
So good.
It's a good one. We'll just take trips together.
All of us. I know. Well, we are our first one. We can announce this to everybody. We're doing, for Ashley's birthday next spring, we are doing a joint family trip.
We are.
On an adventure. I'm sure we will report back as it comes closer, but it's because it's still a ways away now. I haven't even told my kids yet because I'm like, it's too far for them to understand the concept of time. Have you told yours?
No, because same thing. They'll be like, so that's happened. Like, if I told them today,
so let's pack.
Tomorrow morning,
like,
they would wake
honey.
up and be like, let's go.
Yeah. So it's in March, and I will probably tell them in January because we can count down numbers of nights leading up to it.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Same.
Oh, I'm excited. So that's a big one we're excited for. We get to do that for the first time in the future with our kids. They're old enough now, and that'll be awesome.
That's going to be so fun. So no better way to spend my 40th birthday.
I do think it'll be really fun for you, and I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to make it special. It'll be fun.
It's going to be special just because it's happening. So
so true. Okay. This is a wrap on season 2.
That's a wrap. Whew. It was, guys, it was a lot. Doing it every week was a lot. We loved it. We love you. But like, holy moly.
It feels like a major accomplishment. And I know that we've made it to the end of season 2, that we have this stick with itness.
We do.
To do it. And I never had a doubt, like, we weren't going to quit. And we're still going, which we'll talk about. But remember our last episode, we had talked about, I asked you for a mirror of do I allow myself to sit with an accomplishment? I'm going to sit with this one, and I'm not going to break down everything we could have done better. I just really want to, I feel really good about making it here.
I do too. I'm proud of you for sitting with it. It is an accomplishment, and it's been so fun.
It's been a lot of fun.
And we're continuing to learn and tweak our secret sauce and our approach a little bit. So we're taking a break from recording for a little bit, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to hear from us. So hopefully you heard our plea loud and clear at the start of this episode, wherein we told you to follow us on all of the places and subscribe on all of the platforms, because there's more that is coming. So we are taking a break from actively being on the mic together to kind of get some things in order, but that doesn't mean that we are going to be radio silent. Fair to say?
Totally fair to say. And we're still deciding what this perfect balance is for us on frequency for brand new full hour-long episodes. As the paid working mothers that we are, I think this is our most fun creative outlet, and we're so excited to keep going, but we're going to keep evolving, and we'll figure out how to make it perfect. So thank you for coming on this journey, Messy Besties.
We're grateful for you.
And I'm grateful for you, Ashley.
Same,
This has
Cayce.
been such a good journey. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's a wrap on
We'll see you
season
soon.
2. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
The Normal Mess podcast is created, edited, and produced by us.
To keep up with The Normal Mess, subscribe on your favorite podcast platform.
To help us grow the Normal Mess community, leave us a rating and a review. If you'd like a piece of this normal mess, just reach out.
Our email is thenormalmess@gmail.com, and you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at The Normal Mess.
It's going to be a long episode.
It's going to be a good one. That's
Did
why I have my Red Bull. Look, did you see that? Don't judge me, but I need...
drinking Red Bull?
I know. I don't know what happened to me.
No judgment. I'm just shocked.
I know. I don't know what happened to me. I am so tired, and Poppy is just not going to cut it. So I was like, but it's a good kind. It's iced vanilla berry.
Would it go
It's
well
good,
with
but
vodka?
I'm going to be off the walls.
Good.
There's no vodka in this. This is just Red Bull.
Okay.
So I'm going to be off the walls because it's in the afternoon and I'm doing this. Okay, lay it on me. What you got?